Hello, hello, good evening. It's my big pleasure to be online with Sabeen Faruqi. Actually, last week we just suddenly met and online, of course, nowadays everything happens online. And she told me about her amazing story of how successfully she healed herself from insulin resistance through consistent improvement only of lifestyle and diet and completely off medicines, which her doctor, of course, was not in agreement with. Inspired by her positive changes, then later she decided and graduated with master's degree in biochemistry and nutrition and earned her certification in integrative nutrition, health coach, and nutritional therapist. By the end of her studies, she discovered that it's not only the change she adapted to the healthy and wholesome nutrition to overcome her medical issues, but moreover the emotional diet she was keeping in during that time of isolation and control. I guess she will tell us a little bit more. Strictly cutting in on the negative self-defeating thoughts and choosing the healthy, soul-nourishing ritual on a daily basis. Today, she is here with us. She enjoys coaching and guiding people to do the same. Initially, she started that as an act of help to serve people, and nowadays this is her career. So, without further ado, I would love to present you Sabeen Faruqi, that has been for a while now together on my wellness journey as well. So through meal recommendations, diet recommendations, doing some programs together in the hotels where I worked. And I'm so happy to have her here. She will teach us how to have the discipline, which is not always easy, and to have the mindset that is built with patience, diligence, and practice to heal ourselves completely off medicine. So welcome, Sabeen. Very happy to have you here. Tell us, how did you manage that? It seems like an unbelievable story.
Thank you so much, Clara, for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here. And my journey started in 2012 when I was diagnosed with insulin resistance. And I was told by doctors that, it's a very critical situation that I have to take medicines and I cannot live without glucophage. That's metformin. And it's a pre-diabetic state. And it was very difficult for me because, popping medicines is not easy. I was always the healthiest child of my family. So, but I had no choice. So I started having my medications. But I was feeling very low and very lethargic because there are so many side effects and, after effects of all these medicines. So after a year, I decided that, I don't want to continue on this path. So I started reading again. I did some certifications. I researched, and then finally, with help of my diet and my lifestyle, I was able to reverse my condition. And I was able to leave all the medications. And this is to 2020. So it's been 8 years. Wow. I'm sorry, 6 years. I left medicine in 2014. Wow. So it's been 6 years I'm off medication. And I'm very peaceful. I'm very active. I'm healthy from inside. My blood works are great. And, I decided that I should pursue this path and I will teach people around me to reverse this condition and lead a healthy lifestyle. So I had my master's in biochemistry in nutrition, but then I upgraded my knowledge with certification of nutritional therapist, and then I'm a certified holistic health coach. So now I guide people and I mentor them and I help them achieve their goals, whatever their goals are. But I believe that everybody is different, and all of us have to understand that one size does not fit all. So that's the reason why I customize plans and the lifestyle tips for my clients. So that's how it is. Yeah.
So tell me, I'm curious, how long it took you to completely heal yourself of medicine and with a different approach? How long it took you?
It took me a year because there was nobody to guide me. See,
Okay.
I did everything on my own. There was nobody to guide me, nobody to mentor me, nobody to, assist me in anything. It was me, myself. So, but right now I am seeing some clients, and I believe that, if you are consistent and if you have discipline, you can reverse this condition in less than 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great news. And without the medicine?
Right now I'm off medications. In fact, we just changed our insurance policy and, the health insurance, and we have to go through all the medical tests, and I was scared, but Alhamdulillah, everything is fine because I am consistent with my lifestyle changes.
Okay.
I don't believe in diets which are like crash diets. So you do it for 2 months or 3 months. I believe in lifestyle changes. So that's how I help my clients as well.
Okay. So let's say now you have someone that is, what is majority of your customers? Are they with that medical issues usually coming to you, or now what is the awareness of the people? They are coming when they are already sick, or they will approach you earlier? So how is it?
Okay, so I have diverse type of clients because some people want to reverse their conditions. Some are the people who actually want to prevent the disease because, if my mother is diabetic, I'm prone to diabetes, right? So
Yeah.
in my case, that was not the case, right? But for some people, they know that their parents are suffering from high blood pressure, or they are prone to some kidney disease. So they want to delay the onset of the disease or maybe cure the disease. So I help them. I have some clients which are who are teenagers. There's some parents who help with their kids, and I help them to achieve their wellness goal because everybody has a different wellness journey. So I help you understand your wellness goals, and I help you achieve your goals. So it's not something which is, set by me. It's your goals, but I help you, I mentor you, I'm your accountability coach. I keep a track, and I make nutrition plans, and I tell them how to incorporate healthy habits and exercises in their daily routine, which is doable.
Okay. And you are saying that with your guidance and help can happen. Let's say you have a medical condition. So you could make that off medical condition, or let's say you can reverse that stage of the
I'm a last example right in front of you. I can show my best reports to everyone.
My question is
reports from 2012 and now from 2019. You can see the results. So there's nothing that I am hiding.
Yeah. And this is less than 6 months.
I cannot promise that it would be 6 months, but usually if you have consistency and discipline, it's achievable. Because it depends on you. When you go to a doctor, they prescribe you a medicine or they prescribe you a surgery, but you have to take that medicine. If you take that medicine over the period of time, you will be able to control the symptoms or maybe cure. Yeah. So I will tell you what to do and what not to do or what to avoid, and I will assist you and I'll be available to you whenever you need me. And if you actually listen to me and take my guidance, I'm sure that you can cure and heal yourself. Yeah.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit of insight on your personal rituals that you follow, because I know nowadays everybody is a little bit stressed, locked, and we eat a lot of junk when we are home, and sometimes we are going in depression. So what do you do now to manage that stable lifestyle?
Okay, first of all, I have to be a role model, so I cannot live unhealthy lifestyle. First of all, you have to understand what is in your control and what's not in your control. Okay, there are certain things that are beyond your control, but there are certain things which are in your control. So once you understand that, you understand your limitations, only then you can, improve your lifestyle, or, try to incorporate healthy habits. Like, I used to go for long walks, but nowadays, because of the lockdown in Dubai, it was not allowed. So I was walking in my backyard, but because of the heat, even in the backyard, it's very, very hot. So what I did is I rearranged my living room, and I started walking inside and counting my steps. So,
Okay.
you have to understand how you can help yourself. So we have to improvise, we have to implement some changes according to the situation, because we cannot change the situation. But we can, act differently for the certain period of time, and then, we can benefit from it. We can have, exercises like from with these weights.
Okay.
Yeah. Or we have the stretch bands, we have the, stress balls. So all of us can do exercise at home if they want. So we have to adjust and adapt.
In terms of your food,
Okay,
what
so
do
in
you?
terms of my food, I think this is the best time of our lives to reboot our systems, because
Okay.
we are not allowed to go out. Most of the people are scared, and they are not, getting the takeaways, and they are not getting the food deliveries as well. So this is a time that you should learn to cook, to bake, to eat healthy, to detox your system. It's very good way. It's like a wake up call, because you don't have option. I have a
Yeah.
client who was actually working, and she was uh, eating outside at least twice a day, because in the morning she never had time, so she used to get coffee, and at lunchtime she used to eat out, and at night she used to eat healthy. But right now she do not have that luxury of eating out, so she's cooking at home, and she lost weight. So
Okay.
since a month,
Interesting.
she was so happy. She said, actually, this is the time when I actually listened to you, and I lost weight instead of gaining weight. So
Okay.
this is something, I think we should take it as a blessing in disguise, that all of us can eat healthy, eat whole foods, and avoid junk food. The only reason we eat junk food is that we have junk food in our pantry, right?
Yeah.
So
True.
right now, its choice is yours. If you don't buy, you don't have it, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it is. I don't buy junk food. I just buy a very small small portion of our diet. Like only weekends, I allow my kids to have like chips or
Okay.
a cookie, or maybe sometimes I make them at home as well. So I don't
Okay.
bring the juices and colas and all. So they don't have a choice of eating them. And it's all about awareness.
Mm. And so you allow yourself also only the weekend to eat yourself some junk?
Yes, I do indulge. I
We
do.
love some junk right now. So I sometimes I love to have some junk as well.
Because see, this is a very different time. Everybody's feeling low. I'm feeling low. You're feeling low. For whatever
Yeah.
reason, all of us have different kind of struggles. Our loved
Yeah.
ones are far, and we do not know when to see. How long will it take? So sometimes you feel low, but then you have to pick yourself up.
Okay. So let's say you're rewarding yourself only once a week, and then it's halas
No, no, no,
closed.
no. It's not a reward. It's not a reward. Reward is good food. This is
Okay.
something, this is something that you do for that period of time when you're feeling low and you do not have control over your mind. But that should be once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a reward. Reward is
Yeah.
food.
Good point. Yeah, because we say, oh, I will reward myself with a chocolate or with the ice cream
Yeah.
once a
No,
week.
I
But
do have chocolate. I was a chocolate taster, and I do have chocolate now even, and I eat 85% chocolate
yeah,
every
80%. Okay.
single day. So,
And you feel?
hmm?
You feel great, you said?
Yes, because I have trained myself to eat chocolate which is like high in cocoa content, because I love chocolate. And actually, cocoa beans are healthy for you. So they are good for your blood pressure and they are good for so many things. So you can have chocolate, but you have to have it in the right amount and the right percentage. So 75% of chocolate, dark chocolate is okay. Yeah.
Tell us, please, how to overcome the fear of potential second wave of the virus coming, and then how to prepare our immune system so that we don't reach to that stage.
Okay. So Viara, first of all, I think we have to accept that it's not going away. You know, we have to accept and acknowledge this fact that we have to get used to it. And all we have to do is like, we have to learn how to manage and keep the balance, right? There are two different kind of people. There are people who are so ignorant that they don't care. Whatever is happening, they would do, and they're going to beaches, you know, they are socializing in crowded areas. And there are people who are so scared that they are not going out anywhere and they're not touching any food, and they're so paranoid that they're washing the, you know, even the milk bottles. So we have to maintain a balance, and we have to understand that it's not going away very soon. So we have to adapt and adjust our routine around it. So what I would say is, see, we have only one option, that we have to build up or boost up our immunity. Okay, so immunity is something which you cannot build up overnight. You can enhance it or maybe boost it in a way. So your immunity can be enhanced by your food, your lifestyle, and your exercise. So if you enhance your immunity, you are less prone to catch all kind of illnesses, not this virus, anything. So this is something which we can help ourselves and build up our immunity to, you know, be away with and to prevent all kind of diseases. So I think this is the time we should utilize this time and work on our system, on our body, on our souls. This is a time of life, you know, you won't get I don't think you would get this luxury ever, that you're sleeping in your house as long as you want. You're staying indoors, you're getting paid as well, and you have option of eating healthy. You have time to connect to your loved ones. Otherwise, we are so busy that we do not have time to connect with our loved ones. We are so busy, we just meet them in the evening, or sometimes not in the evening. We come home when they're sleeping, right? So I think we should utilize this time.
Yes, and you have created a beautiful template that you've translated COVID into something amazing that you will share later with us, that I didn't see until now. So amazing mind shift again. So the way how you look at that crisis is an opportunity. But before that, I would like to ask you, what is the most common mistake people do nowadays to deplete their immune system or emotional well-being?
Okay, so most common mistake is the, you know, fear and the anxiety. I do understand it's a very difficult situation, but you have to disconnect to connect, right? So you should try to avoid your screen time. And there is no point of checking out, you know, how many cases are there in USA and how many cases are there in Dubai or even Qatar. It won't help you. So you should channelize your energies, right? So you should watch news. I'm not saying that, you know, you just detach yourself from the world and, you know, you should not be aware of what's happening around you. But I think you should give yourself a time slot. Like, I will see 1 hour of news in the morning and 1 hour of news in the evening, because you have to be aware what's happening around you. When people like me, my son is in Canada right now, so I need to know what's happening in Canada, but I should not be glued to the screen whole time, because when I have this fear and anxiety throughout the day, what happens is my cortisol level is high during the day. And when my cortisol level is high, it's a stress hormone. For people who don't know what cortisol is, it's a stress hormone. If it's high during the day, it will decrease my immunity and I'm more prone to disease. So you can do meditation, you can pray, you can do breathing exercises. You have to divide your day in some productive activities.
So how do you usually start your day or finish your day? What is your power ritual?
Okay, so my power ritual during this Ramadan was I used to get up for, the morning prayers, and I used to walk. And when I used to walk, I used to connect to my, self. And that was a time of reflection for me. And I used to pray, and I used to, do a little bit of meditation. And that's how I helped myself.
Okay.
Yeah, because that is the time, when you have so much peace and silence, you don't have any distractions. So
yeah, that's a 5 o'clock in the morning, right?
But it's different for everybody. For some people, they prefer it at night. They do meditations at night. Yeah. So everybody is different. But all of us should take out a little bit of time for ourselves and help ourselves to disconnect and to connect to our higher self.
Amazing, because you are a mother as well of 3 kids, right? So, and then you manage that all successfully, being a mother and taking reflection of yourself. So how do you do that?
See, it's easier for me, frankly speaking. It's easier for me because my kids are they are teenagers, and it's difficult for people who are actually a mother of toddlers or very young children. They keep them busy all the time. But still, when I had those toddlers and my children were young in 2012, like 8 years ago. So even then, I used to take out little time out for myself when they used to sleep. I used to read books for like 20 minutes, or sometimes I used to pray, or, it depends on the time of the day. But you have to take little bit time out for yourself to rejuvenate your system, just the way we use our phones and we recharge our phones, right? Our phones needs to be recharged. That's the reason why we can use them. So if we don't recharge our system, we don't recharge ourselves, we won't be able to achieve our wellness goals.
I see. Okay, yeah. So I will let you now present that what you have created, because it was a great eye-opener for me personally. And when I saw it, I was thinking, wow, I want to have that in my screen on my mobile. So anytime I look at my mobile, because I'm quite honestly, I'm addicted to my mobile. At the moment, I'm checking it daily. I mean, daily, not, I'm checking it 24/7 maybe. So only when I'm not sleeping. So I really was so, I'm so impressed by what you have created and how you have decoded the words. So please go ahead.
Okay. So can you see my slide?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Let me see the chat if there is someone having difficulties. Okay, no messages. Okay.
Okay, so these are like few slides that I made to show you guys, to make you understand how can we help ourselves and boost our immunity. Okay, so I'm a holistic health coach, and I believe that by positive lifestyle changes, sustainable changes, we can help our system and ourselves, and we can heal ourselves, in fact. Okay, so right now, these are the problems we're facing during the pandemic. First is ignorance. So there are people who are very ignorant of the fact that this is actually a virus and it's a pandemic and it's wild all over the world. So people who do not follow guidelines, they are the people who are increasing the number of cases. So ignorance is a problem for us. For some of us in Canada, they have opened the beaches, and even in my country, when they ease the lockdown, the people went to the markets and start shopping, and they were greeting each other. So these are the people who actually not helping us. They are just increasing the number of cases. There are other set of people who have these fear factor. So they are the people who are just taking it too seriously. They have this fear and anxiety of getting the disease. So because of this fear, they are compromising their immune system. Because, you know, as I told you earlier as well, that if you keep on releasing cortisol the whole day, you are more prone to illness because you decrease your immunity. Okay,
Yeah.
so this was number 2. And there are people who are suffering because they have lack of motivation, because they are homebound, they are stranded, they are not able to meet their friends. And this lack of motivation in their life, this lack of motivation is actually creating depressive problems, and they are suffering through depression. And because of this depression, we are eating unhealthy,
Yeah.
and we are leading inactive lifestyle. So because of this unhealthy eating and inactive lifestyle, we are ignoring the fact that, you know, we are not going to help us. We are creating more problems for ourselves. Okay, so right now I'm showing you these slides. This is my holistic approach. When I work with my clients, I don't just work on their food and nutrition. I believe in 3 steps. Their emotional well-being. I help them with their emotional well-being, their mental well-being, and their physical well-being. Okay, so all 3 of them are different, and we work around them. When I say emotional well-being, it means that you have to understand that self-love or positive self-image is very important. So you have to value yourself and work on yourself and give yourself a priority once in a while. Then comes relationships. You have to work on your relationships. It could be with your siblings, with your partner, with your friends, with your colleagues, but we have to work on our relationships to feel and feel well and emotionally stable. Then comes spirituality. Spirituality is like self-connection. It could be prayer, or it could be meditation. Spirituality is different for everyone. Then it comes to mental well-being. This is number 2. So when I talk about mental well-being, it's perceived stress management. So, you know, there is a stress which is unavoidable. Like, you know, if there is a lion in front of me and I'm scared, then it's a real scare. But sometimes people just think that, you know, they are vulnerable, they are right in the danger zone, which they are not. So that's the reason why I wrote perceived steps, stress management instead of stress management. So sometimes we make an issue out of nothing. So we have to work on that through meditation, through mindfulness and stress management. Then comes the time commitment and discipline and logic. So when we make some goals, we have to understand that these goals have to be logical, and we have to try to achieve these goals in a very logical and logical manner, and we have to make some time commitment to it. You know, you just cannot build anything doing once in a while. So you have to keep a time slot for something, and then you work on it. And when you work consistently, this commitment and this consistency and discipline will help you achieve your goals. Then,
I guess also we are putting in the calendar, right? So it will help.
Yes. And the number 3 is, you know, to create achievable targets and measurable goals. But it means that, you know, we should, if I'm like 65 pounds right now, I cannot make a target of being 50 in next 15 days. So your goals have to be realistic. If they are realistic, they are achievable. And if they are not really realistic, then you will keep on running after them and you will never be happy. Then comes,
therefore, sorry, that's why you need a coach, right?
That's why you need a coach, a mentor, or accountable partner who can keep you on track. And whenever you fall off your wagon, they pick you up. Okay. So now comes physical well-being, which is something I help people with because I'm a nutritional therapist as well. So when I talk about physical well-being, diet is very important. And I believe that this diet is, all of us know that it's 80% of our diet and 20% of exercise. So I don't believe in a particular diet, but I believe in whole foods. And then comes exercise. Exercise is the most important and integral part of our lifestyle. And then comes sleep. So sleep is something which is a lot of people do not give themselves enough time to sleep, and they think that they are surviving on 4 hours or 5 hours of sleep, and they're doing very well, and they're very proud of it. But sleep is actually very important because when we sleep, we detox our systems.
Okay.
Yeah. So today, what I did is the word COVID-19 has very negative connotation attached to it. So that's the reason why I thought, what if I help you reposition or repurpose this word into a positive reminder? Okay. So this is what I created. So here is COVID. So I took all these alphabets from COVID and I asked you to, whenever you think of COVID-19, you connect yourself and you help or reposition that word with something positive. So from C, you think of connection. Okay, so it could be self-connection, it could be connection with your loved ones. I know that we are physically distant and but socially distant, but in fact not socially distant, we are physically distant. Socially we are meeting right now, we are having a Zoom call and we can call each other, right? So this is a time to disconnect from the gadgets and connect to your to people who are living with you. If you do not have that luxury and your loved ones are staying somewhere else, you can call them. So connect with them, connect with yourself, reflect how to be a better person, how to be a better version of yourself. Okay, so connection is very important. Then this is a part of our emotional well-being. Okay, then comes O, and I added organize. This is part of mental well-being. So when you talk about mental well-being, if you are organized, if your things are sorted out, you have less stress in your mind and you are better capable of handling from different type of stresses. So stress management is easy if you are organized. You just have to prioritize your task. You have to understand that there's something called urgency and emergency. So you have to differentiate yourself from others just by understanding what is urgent and what is emergent. So emergency is something you cannot, you just cannot avoid, but urgency is different. Then comes vitality. When I say vitality, vitality means that you have to feel strong and you have a purpose of your life. Okay, so if you have purpose in your life and you feel strong and active, then you are better equipped to handle the situations. So how do we increase our vitality? By sleep. Because when we sleep, we increase the body detoxification process. So when we sleep, our body detoxes itself. When we get up in the morning, it actually remove a lot of toxins out of our system. Then comes joy. Whatever gives you joy, whatever makes you happy, it could be a hobby, it could be singing, it could be reading a book, it could be exercise. So definition of joy is different for everybody. It could be a philanthropy work as well. So this is joy. And then comes immunity. I is for immunity. How do we increase our immunity? We can increase our immunity by exercising, because when we exercise, we release endorphins. Okay, so these endorphins are really good for our mood elevation, and they help you to fight with the invaders or the cells which are foreign to your body. And when I say activity, it means, if you exercise for like half an hour or maybe 1 hour, and if you're inactive during the day, it won't help you. So we have to be active during the day as well. We can put reminders on our watches or like Fitbits, and we can just get up, drink some water, do something which is like, which will take only 2 to 3 minutes. And active lifestyle is very important. Then comes D, and I wrote for D, I write diet of whole foods. So when I say whole foods, it means that I don't agree with having junk and packaged foods. Once in a while it's fine, but whatever is created by God and it's from God's pharmacy, it's actually good for you. So when we nourish our system,
I love that.
Yeah. So when we nourish our system and we give it good food, then our system is working well, and we are better equipped to fight the invaders or the toxins or bacteria and viruses getting into our system. So because our immunity is enhanced. Then comes hydration. Hydration is also something which we don't take very seriously. And I'll drink my water.
So you drink water, yeah?
Hydration is not only water. Hydration is something that you can get from your diet as well. Like there are vegetables and fruits which are rich in water, or they keep you hydrated. Like there are water-based vegetables like cucumbers, or there are oranges, which can be your savior. And you can have herbal teas during the day. You can have soups, you can have juices, you can have smoothie. It depends what you like. But hydration, because our body is made 70% of water. So water is essential for everything, even for our muscles. So these are like 5 points which I want you to remember. And I want you, whenever you see this COVID, you just connect yourself to this, this acronym, and just think of something positive. And you can think of how can you help yourself in this time, because this time is something which is very valuable right now. All of us are, depressed at times, but we have to pick ourselves up and we have to work on it. We have to work on ourselves. We have to adapt, and we have to learn how to, manage our stresses better. That's going to help you, because we are more resilient now. We are more aware now. There are a lot of people who are not aware of immunity and how does it work, how to enhance that, but everybody is very well equipped with knowledge, because there are so many shares on WhatsApp, on Google, on news, that everybody is very well aware that everybody knows that we have to have those herbal concoctions with the turmeric and black pepper and all. There's one more thing I would like you to try, is like the turmeric latte or turmeric tea. It actually enhances your immunity. So
how do you
it's just take turmeric. If you have fresh turmeric, you can use that, or if you don't have turmeric, you can use the powdered one. You add hot water, add a little bit of black pepper, and little bit of like half teaspoon of any kind of fat. It could be coconut oil, it could be coconut milk, or it could be anything. And then you have it, because the turmeric has a property of enhancing your immunity, but there is a compound called curcumin. This compound is something which enhances the absorption. So when you want to enhance the absorption, you have to take turmeric with black pepper and some kind of fat.
Okay.
So if you
even
don't,
if it's a spoon, right? Even
yeah,
if it's in a
if you
spoon.
don't take it with black pepper and some kind of fat, the bioavailability of curcumin is not very good. So whatever we eat, we want it to be bioavailable to our system to assimilate and digest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is why the fat is important to be
Yeah.
added.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here is my like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Insta share. And if you want, you can connect with me and you can ask your questions. I'll be happy to answer.
Yes, I would love to leave a time for questions and answer.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll be sharing also, is it possible to share your presentation under the post for the event?
Okay, I can do that.
And we have shared already the COVID abbreviation,
Mm-hmm.
so which you can see and download and have it available for you.
Mm-hmm.
And for all of our listeners, Sabeen is also kindly offering a 60 minutes of her personalized well-being nutritional consultation with meal recommendation for immunity boost during COVID time and after that, of course, for from 350 to 250. So please do reach out to her or to me directly to get that offer and to get your coaching session and meal recommendation with Sabeen. So now I would like to ask you if you have any questions. So for all of our listeners, if there is anybody to ask anything, Sabeen, in terms of diet, immune system builders, recipes perhaps for that COVID time, please do share or do raise hand. I am here on the chat box and I can see if someone want to pop out.
So I must say that, this is a difficult time, but we have to be very creative in this time.
Yeah.
If we are creative and we think of, solutions, then it's easier for all of us to manage the stress. The main factor is stress, but we can only manage the stress by proper nutrition and healthy practices. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for all of us, because stress causes the immunity to go down. And when our immunity is down, we are prone to so many illnesses and diseases that, it's very difficult to cope up. And, sometimes people think that, we are leading a best life. When they go to our Instagram, they go to Facebook, they think that, oh, she has the best life and she's doing this and she's doing that. No, I also have my challenges. But the problem is I use that time when I'm depressed or when I'm upset. I try to create content for my listeners, for my viewers, for my clients. And I share positive things. So, when they see those positive affirmations or positive posts, they make them feel better. So it's how you utilize your time.
Okay. So you use basically the low time to sit with the pain, as we say, right? So you need not to avoid the pain, you need to sit with the pain and talk to the pain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In coaching, usually this is the approach.
Yeah, because you have so many things to do, because in this time you can do so many courses online surveys, the discussion. There are so many things going on right now. I helped myself with this technology. I was not very good with technology. So I'm learning how to do a lot of things from my daughter. She's teaching me, and I'm trying to do some courses. So I hope after this COVID-19, I'll be better equipped with technology, because I don't have a choice right now. So I have to do online sessions, because I used to prefer one-to-one personalized consultations. But now I don't have a choice of personalized consultations. So whatever I'm doing online. So I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, okay. We have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Which vitamin supplements to include in our diet for teenage kids, from Farah?
Okay. So first of all, for teenage kids, I usually recommend to give them healthy food instead. But sometimes your kids are not willing to eat healthy. So I think vitamin C is one supplement which is very crucial for the growing kids, because even for my kids, I give them occasionally whenever they are weight training, or they are doing exercises, or they are doing they do the cross country training as well. So I boost their energy with vitamin C. But whenever you buy vitamin C, see, even for supplements, we have to be very careful, just like food, because all of the supplements are not equal. So when you buy vitamin C, you see that it should be calcium citrate.
Calcium?
It should be in citrate form. Or
Okay.
because usually vitamin C is usually with calcium, right? So,
Yeah.
it's better absorbed when it's ascorbic state. And vitamin C should come with zinc.
Okay.
Because when you take vitamin C on its own, it won't be absorbed properly. So you need zinc in order to absorb in your body. So it's more bioavailable when you use zinc along with vitamin C. I think that's the most important. Plus, please check your vitamin D levels as well. Because nowadays, for a lot of teenage kids, I've seen that vitamin levels are really down, vitamin D. So vitamin D and vitamin C are, crucial for teenage kids. But, even if you have one orange or one kiwi, that's good enough for your vitamin C. But if your kids are not willing to have citrus fruits, then you don't have a choice. Then you can give them vitamin C.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other questions? We can be 5 more minutes online with Sabeen. Otherwise, you can reach out here or over the social media to her or myself, so I can always help you and guide you with anything that Sabeen shared with me also earlier. Any other final notes you want to share with us, Sabeen?
Okay, so as a final note, I would like to say that, we have to accept and adapt to the situation. We have to be resilient, and we have to work on ourselves to be a better version of ourselves. So what we can do is we can recreate our habits. This is the time when you have the luxury of doing everything on your own. So we should utilize this time and start eating healthy, start exercising more, start meditation, sleep well. These are things. Plus, as she asked us about the vitamins. Vitamins also, you don't buy over-the-counter vitamins just like that. Please go to a nutritionist or a dietitian, because I don't want to say that, but most of the doctor, they do not understand the concept of different vitamins which are in they are some forms which are bioavailable and some forms which are not. The most common is the calcium citrate and calcium carbonate. That's the main difference. Sometimes people start taking over the counter medications and over the counter vitamins, and instead of helping them, they go and they just deposit in your bones sometimes. Sometimes they are deposit in your arteries. So
Okay.
please be very mindful of what you're eating and what form of vitamin are you eating. That's very important. And
Okay.
vitamin C depletes very much when you are stressed. So if you think that you are at high stress levels are really high and you do not have a choice, sometimes we cannot avoid stress. So whenever you are stressed, start taking vitamin C. But please take it with zinc, because when we are stressed, we are losing a lot of vitamin C. But take it in the morning. Time of the day is also very important. There is one more thing I would like to suggest is please try to do intermittent fasting. This is something which I've tried and tested on myself, and it worked well. And it's free.
To explain what is intermittent fasting in case someone doesn't know.
Okay, so intermittent fast, first of all, intermittent fasting is like free and flexible. It means that you should fast uh, in a particular window. Like if we talk about intermittent fasting, it means like if you think of it as 8 to 8, like 8 in the morning, you start eating and you stop eating at 8. Okay, so you still give your body 12 hours to detox and rejuvenate.
Yeah.
Because during the night, your body detoxes itself, it rejuvenates, it repairs, it heals. So when we eat late at night, we have problems with digestion, and we have problem with our detox as well. And our body is not able to heal properly. Plus, our system is made up of so many bacteria, like gut bacteria. It's called lymphatic system. So this lymphatic system is very important for our well-being. So when your stomach is upset, it affects your mind. So if we want to help our microbiome, then we have to let them relax. Because 70% of the serotonin is made in your gut, which is something which is not, people don't know about it. So if you don't eat well, if you don't sleep well, if you do not let them detox, you have a problem with your mind, with your stress, it's very difficult for you. So eat well, sleep well, and exercise. It helps. And there is no, there's no hard and fast rule that you have to fast for 8 hours and then you have to fast for, eat for 8 hours, because some people believe in the window of 8 to 16, like they eat in window of 8 hours and they fast for 16 hours. But I personally think it should be different for everyone. And if you think that your body is hungry and it needs energy, then you can do only 8 to 8. So it's like 12-hour fasting and 12-hour eating window. But actually it helps. In fact, I'm thinking of creating a program of intermittent fasting, and I will guide and support my clients, because this is something which is like amazing and it actually helped me in so many ways. So
Great.
let me think about it, and I'll post it on my page whenever I start this program. But this is something everybody should try. Even if you don't want a guided program from me, you try it on your own.
Great. All right. Thank you so much, Sabeen. It has been really useful. Although I will not remember all the names that you mentioned, I tell you that for sure.
That's the reason why I made those slides.
And also you are doing the recording, which I will post after that in social media. So please, everyone, our listeners at the moment, so feel free to go back and to rewind the tape and to listen to that recording again, ask questions. We are here for you. And we are together in these times. We hold hands, so we love to support you. And we are thanking Sabeen at the moment and wishing you a very healthy and mindful evening ahead.
Thank you so much. Good to be here with you, Yara. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.